From leading ladies to tough-as-nails action stars, Hollywood has always been known for its love of cigarettes. But which celebrities have been the biggest chain smokers of them all? From Marilyn Monroe to Jack Nicholson, join us to discover the 25 biggest chain smokers in Hollywood history and the shocking details of their nicotine addiction. Number 25. Walt Disney. Let's begin with the man who created some of the world's most loved characters and movies. Walt Disney, the brilliant mind behind Mickey Mouse, Snow White, and Cinderella, brought joy to millions of people everywhere. His stories were filled with magic, laughter, and unforgettable memories. But behind all the smiles and fairy tales, Walt had a personal habit many didn't know about. He was a heavy smoker. Even though he spent his life creating stories for children and families, Walt often had a cigarette in his hand. He knew it wasn't the best look for someone who brought magic to young hearts, so he tried to keep it out of the spotlight. In fact, in the movie Saving Mr. Banks, you won't see him smoking at all. Disneyland even carefully removed cigarettes from old photos of him. Sadly, the years of smoking caught up with Walt. In 1966, he was diagnosed with lung cancer. Only a short time later, he passed away at the age of 65. His death left fans heartbroken. Number 24. Marty Feldman. Let's talk about Marty Feldman, a man who made people laugh the moment he stepped on screen. He started his journey by writing for radio and television shows at the BBC, and later became a face everyone remembered. With his unique misaligned eyes and quick humor, Marty stole the spotlight in movies like Young Frankenstein and the last remake of Beau Geste. But while the world saw his jokes and funny faces, few knew about the battles he fought behind the scenes. Marty was a heavy smoker, often going through as many as 5 packs of cigarettes in a single day. It quietly took a toll on his health. Sadly, in December 1982, while working on the film Yellowbeard in Mexico City, Marty's heart gave out. He passed away too soon, at just 48 years old. Though his life was short, the joy he shared still lingers. You might think smoking is more addictive in men, but wait till you see the women in this list. You will definitely be stunned. Number 23. Vivien Leigh. Vivien Leigh, the stunning actress known for playing Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, left a lasting mark on Hollywood. Her remarkable performances, like in A Streetcar Named Desire, earned her high praise, and she even won a Tony Award for her Broadway work. With her beauty, talent, and grace, Vivien became one of the most admired figures of her time. Vivien faced personal battles that few knew about. She began smoking heavily, especially during stressful moments on set. Long, tiring days of filming would see her lighting up as many as 4 packs of cigarettes daily, using it as a way to cope with the pressures she felt. In 1944, Vivien's health took a turn for the worse after an accident while practicing. This led to sleepless nights, periods of deep depression, and trouble breathing. After a series of tests, doctors diagnosed her with tuberculosis, a serious lung condition. Despite these health struggles, Vivien kept working and smoking until her untimely death at 53. Number 22. Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn was one of Hollywood's brightest stars and a timeless fashion icon. She was loved for her beauty, charm, and unforgettable roles in movies like Roman Holiday, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and Wait Until Dark. The American Film Institute even ranked her as the 3rd greatest female screen legend from the classic Hollywood era. But behind her glowing smile and elegant style, Audrey faced struggles of her own. She began smoking at just 15 years old. As her fame grew, so did the pressures of public life. The constant attention and stress made her rely even more on cigarettes, and at times, she smoked up to 3 packs a day. Audrey's smoking wasn't only off-screen, she was often seen smoking in many of her films. Sadly, at 62, Audrey developed severe belly pain, and doctors discovered cancer in her appendix. The illness was linked to her heavy smoking habit, though she fought bravely. Number 21. Julie London. Julie London was a star who could steal hearts with just a song. People adored her soft, smoky voice, especially when she sang her famous hit, Cry Me a River. Her very first album, Julie Is Her Name, became a classic. and years later, it was honored in the Grammy Hall of Fame. Julie wasn't just a singer. She was a talented actress too, lighting up the screen in movies like The Fat Man, Saddle the Wind, and Man of the West. But her glowing smile and beautiful voice carried a quiet struggle. She started smoking when she was young, and soon it became a big part of her life. Julie was often seen with a cigarette in hand, sometimes smoking up to 3 packs a day. While her husky voice made her even more unforgettable, the cigarettes slowly hurt her health and her voice. As time passed, her career began to slow down. In 1995, Julie suffered a stroke, and a few years later, she was diagnosed with lung cancer. Sadly, in October 2000, the world lost this lovely, talented woman at the age of 74. Number 20. Tula Bankhead, known for her bold attitude, deep voice, and glamorous lifestyle. She came from a well-known political family and quickly became a star in Hollywood, especially for her role in Alfred Hitchcock's Lifeboat. However, behind the glitz and fame, Tula's heavy smoking and wild lifestyle began to take a toll on her health and career. Before rising to fame, Tula enjoyed a fast-paced life, especially during her time in New York City. There, she frequented lavish parties at the Algonquin Hotel, where she was introduced to alcohol, cocaine, and marijuana. Tula became known for smoking as many as 150 cigarettes a day, which gave her a husky voice, making her even more memorable. Despite her father's advice to stay away from alcohol and risky relationships, Tula embraced a life of excess. Her reckless behavior led to serious health issues, including a dangerous surgery in 1933. She continued smoking and drinking heavily, ignoring the warnings. Over time, Tula developed respiratory problems like emphysema, making it harder for her to breathe. Though she had success in Broadway, movies, and radio, her health kept getting worse. In 1968, at the age of 66, Tula passed away from double pneumonia, which was made worse by years of smoking. Let's go back to the men who tried quitting. But the damage has been done. Stick with us to know more of your beloved stars. Number 19. Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze was a gifted actor, dancer, and songwriter who captured hearts around the world. He became a household name through unforgettable roles in films like Dirty Dancing and Ghost. His charming smile and graceful moves made him a fan favorite. But behind the bright lights, Patrick faced difficult struggles. He battled heavy smoking and drinking for much of his life. According to his friend and dance partner, Nicky D'Amico, Patrick smoked about 60 cigarettes a day. This harmful habit slowly took a toll on both his body and mind. In 2008, Patrick was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Even while fighting the disease, he continued to smoke. He admitted in an interview that smoking might have played a part in his illness. Sadly, despite his strength and hope, Patrick's battle ended in 2009. Number 18. Charles Lane. Born in 1905, was one of Hollywood's longest-living actors, best known for his roles as a hotel clerk in Smart Money, Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, and his memorable appearances in I Love Lucy. Lane often portrayed sour, scowling characters like judges, doctors, and authority figures who were as tough as his off-screen personality. For more than 6 decades, Lane was a heavy smoker, consuming packs of cigarettes daily. Despite the health risks, he continued the habit, joking that he must be the exception to the rule that smoking destroys. But as he aged, the consequences of his smoking became clear. In 1990, he was rushed to the hospital with breathing problems. When asked if he still smoked, Lane humorously claimed he had quit just 45 minutes earlier. His son later confirmed that Lane had smoked a pack a day for 70 years, only quitting when it became hard to breathe. Number 17. Oscar Levant. Oscar Levant was a multi-talented American. His roles in films like Rhapsody in Blue, An American in Paris, and The Bandwagon left a lasting impact on Hollywood. Born in Pittsburgh in 1906 to Russian Jewish immigrants, Levant's brilliance on the piano was matched only by his troubled personal life. From a young age, Oscar Levant developed a smoking habit that soon became an addiction. Whether he was performing on stage, acting in films, or appearing on talk shows, cigarettes were always by his side. His addiction worsened over time, and during his career as a local TV host, he would blink uncontrollably and sometimes clutch his heart. These actions, though often made in jest, were symptoms of a deeper, serious health issue. Levant also faced mental health struggles. He openly spoke about his experiences in hospitals, including undergoing insulin shock therapy and electroshock therapy. Despite his battles, he continued to work and entertain. Unfortunately, in 1972, Oscar Levant passed away from a heart attack at the age of 65. Number 16. David Janssen, best known for his unforgettable role as Dr. Richard Kimball in the hit series The Fugitive. He also shined in Richard Diamond, Private Detective and O'Hara, U.S. Treasury. On screen, David played strong, serious characters, but off-screen, he faced struggles of his own. David was a heavy smoker, often going through up to 4 packs of cigarettes a day. He was rarely seen without a cigarette, both while filming and in his personal life. This habit became part of his tough, rugged image, fitting many of the roles he portrayed. Sadly, years of smoking took a toll on his health. His strong, clear voice grew raspy, and breathing problems followed. At just 48, David passed away suddenly from a heart attack at his home in Malibu. Number 15. Jack Webb. People knew him best as Sergeant Joe Friday from the classic show Dragnet. On screen, he played a serious, no-nonsense cop who always stayed calm and collected. But away from the cameras, Jack was fighting battles that many never saw. From the young age of 6, Jack struggled with asthma. Even with this breathing problem, he picked up smoking as a habit. At his worst, he was smoking up to 4 packs of cigarettes every single day. Whether he was working on set or relaxing behind the scenes, a cigarette was always nearby. Doctors warned Jack that smoking could harm his heart and stomach, but he chose not to listen. Over time, his health started to fade, and he began looking older than his years. Sadly, in 1982, Jack suffered a heart attack and passed away at just 62. Some chain smokers are still alive. Who are these, and how did they pull it off? Number 14. Keith Richards. Keith Richards has made a huge impact on the music world, captivating audiences with his talent and unique way of life. One of his memorable moments was playing Captain Teague in Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Richards started smoking at a young age, and it quickly became a part of his rock star image. His famous photos, often showing a cigarette hanging from his mouth, became iconic in the music industry. But his life wasn't just about smoking. Keith also faced major struggles with drugs, especially in the 1960s and 70s. His wild lifestyle led to several legal issues. But despite everything, he made the decision to kick his heroin and cocaine habits by 1978. By 2006, Richards had significantly reduced his alcohol consumption, only enjoying the occasional beer or wine. With the help of nicotine patches, he finally managed to quit smoking completely. Despite his past struggles, Keith Richards has managed to stay healthy and continue performing, proving that even rock stars can turn their lives around. Number 13. Desi Arnaz. Desi, best remembered for his cheerful role as Ricky Ricardo in the beloved TV show I Love Lucy. His lively spirit, warm smile, and quick humor won the hearts of audiences everywhere. Desi faced a personal battle that quietly affected his health and happiness. From a young age, Desi picked up the habit of smoking, and over time, it became part of his daily routine. The fast-paced, stressful world of show business in the 1950s only made things worse. He was often seen with a cigarette, both in real life and on screen. Despite his smoking and drinking habits, Desi worked hard, helping build Desilu Productions alongside his wife, Lucille Ball. Later in life, his son Desi Jr. encouraged him to give up smoking and drinking. Though Desi finally got sober, the years of smoking caught up with him. In 1986, he was diagnosed with lung cancer and, sadly, passed away later that year at the age of 69. Number 12. Michael Landon. Michael Landon was a beloved American actor, director, and producer, best known for his charming roles as Little Joe Cartwright on Bonanza and Jonathan Smith in Highway to Heaven. His warm smile and kind characters made him a favorite in homes across the country. But behind the scenes, Michael quietly struggled with habits that would later cost him dearly. From a young age, Landon developed a close relationship with cigarettes and alcohol. While working on his famous shows, he often smoked up to 4 packs of unfiltered cigarettes a day. Cast and crew members on Little House on the Prairie remembered the strong scent of smoke that followed him everywhere. Even his socks carried the smell, earning him a playful nickname on set. Though Michael's career continued to shine, his health began to feel the weight of his habits. Persistent coughs and shortness of breath slowly wore him down. In 1989, he finally decided to quit smoking. Sadly, just 2 years later, in 1991, he was diagnosed with advanced pancreatic cancer, which had already spread. Michael Landon passed away at the young age of 54. Most of them passed too young. Let's explore more. Number 11. John Candy. John Candy was a beloved Canadian actor, known for his warm smile and unforgettable roles in films like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Uncle Buck, and Cool Runnings. He first made a name for himself on the Canadian TV show SCTV, quickly winning over audiences with his charm, comedic talent, and lovable personality. At just 17, he started smoking, and over the years, it became harder for him to quit. Along with his smoking habit, he also battled weight issues and unhealthy eating habits, which made his time on movie sets even more challenging. His energy began to dwindle, and the constant fatigue affected his ability to bring the same enthusiasm to his comedic performances. Despite trying multiple times to quit smoking and improve his health, John couldn't shake his old habits. On March 4, 1994, after finishing a day of filming in Mexico, John had a light dinner, took a shower, and went to bed. Sadly, he passed away peacefully in his sleep from a heart attack at just 43 years old. Number 10. George Formby. George Formby was a beloved British actor, singer, songwriter, and comedian known for his cheerful performances and catchy ukulele songs. He became one of the biggest stars in the UK during the 1930s and 1940s, even earning the title of the highest-paid entertainer in the country. However, George struggled with a serious smoking habit that eventually affected his health and led to his untimely death. Formby began smoking at a young age and eventually smoked up to 40 full-strength Woodbine cigarettes a day. He often referred to his cigarettes as his coffin nails. In 1949, he suffered his first heart attack, but despite doctors' advice to quit smoking, George continued his harmful habit. His health continued to decline, and in April 1961, after burying his wife, he suffered another heart attack so severe that he was given his last rites. On March 6, 1961, George Formby passed away from a final heart attack at the age of 56. Number 9. Kathleen Turner. Kathleen, known for her iconic husky voice, which became a trademark in films like Romancing the Stone, Body Heat, and Preezy's Honor during the 1980s. Her deep, distinctive voice added a unique quality to her performances, making her unforgettable on screen. However, her heavy smoking habit contributed to the very voice that made her famous, as well as long-term health issues. As her career soared, Turner struggled with the consequences of her lifestyle choices. In her 40s, she was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, which caused extreme pain and made it difficult for her to walk, sit, or even hold a glass. To cope with the pain, Turner turned to alcohol, which led to an addiction. As her health declined, her career slowed down, and she shifted to television and voice acting. Today, she focuses on teaching acting, where the physical demands are less, allowing her to continue sharing her passion. Number 8. Suzanne Pleshette. Suzanne Pleshette, known for her roles in The Bob Newhart Show, Rome Adventure, and Support Your Local Gunfighter, Suzanne captured the hearts of fans in the 1960s and 1970s. Her distinctive voice became one of her trademarks, setting her apart in Hollywood. Over the years, her fans began to notice a change in her voice. It grew rougher and more gravelly, a result of her heavy smoking. Plachette smoked up to 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and while it gave her voice a unique edge, it also took a toll on her health. Despite the damage, her voice became even more recognized in her acting, opening up new opportunities. In 1997, Suzanne made the decision to quit smoking, but by then, the harm had already been done. In 2006, she was diagnosed with lung cancer. Despite undergoing surgery to remove a lung, she continued acting until her health began to decline. Suzanne passed away on January 19, 2008, at the age of 70. You might think you have seen it all. Wait till you see who is next on this list. Number 7. Barbara Stanwyck. Born Ruby Catherine Stevens, was an American actress and model. She began her career on Broadway in 1926, adopting the name Barbara Stanwyck as she rose to fame. Stanwyck is best known for her roles in classic films like Stella Dallas, The Lady Eve, Double Indemnity, and the popular Western television series The Big Valley. Her talent extended to television, where she won 3 Emmy Awards for The Barbara Stanwyck Show, The Big Valley, and the miniseries The Thornbirds. Despite her brilliant career, Barbara's life was shadowed by her addiction to smoking. She began smoking at the young age of 9, using cigarettes to cope with the stresses and emotional struggles she faced. This habit continued throughout her career, affecting her health. In 1982, while filming The Thornbirds, she inhaled special effects smoke on set, which may have led to bronchitis. As her breathing problems worsened, she had to reduce her workload and even turn down roles. Sadly, her long-term smoking habit contributed to her death in 1990 at the age of 82 from congestive heart failure and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. Number 6. Raul Julia. Raul Julia was a beloved actor from Puerto Rico, known for his powerful performances on both the stage and screen. He captured the world's heart with his portrayal of Gomez Addams in The Addams Family, and his talent earned him multiple Golden Globe nominations for roles in The Tempest, Kiss of the Spider-Woman, and Moon over Parador. His career was shining, but Raul faced a personal struggle that overshadowed his success: his addiction to smoking. Raul's smoking habit began in college, and it became a part of his daily routine, with his favorite being Cuban Punch Double Corona cigars. Unfortunately, the years of smoking took a toll on his health, and in 1994, he was diagnosed with stomach cancer. Though he bravely fought the disease and underwent surgery, his health continued to decline. While filming The Burning Season in Mexico, Raul faced food poisoning, but he pushed through and returned to finish his work. Sadly, his health worsened, and he began to experience severe abdominal pain again. Despite this, Raul remained dedicated to his craft, reading scripts in the hospital for his upcoming role in Desperado. Sadly, his health took another turn, and after suffering a stroke, Raul slipped into a coma. On October 24, 1994, at the age of 54, he passed away. Number 5. Red Fox. John Elroy Sanford, better known as Red Fox. He became a household name in the 1970s for his role as Fred Sanford in the popular TV show Sanford and Son. Born into a poor family, Red's journey from the streets to stardom was a true tale of determination and talent. His career took off when a friend tipped him off about a nightclub in Baltimore looking for a master of ceremonies, and from there, his charm and wit won hearts everywhere. Red Fox struggled with personal demons. He was a heavy smoker, often seen with a cigarette in hand, whether on stage, on set, or relaxing at home. Smoking became a part of his identity, and he even appeared in cigarette ads during the 1960s. Over time, Red also battled financial problems, with debts piling up due to divorce settlements and back taxes. The IRS eventually seized his home, cars, and personal belongings. Despite his health issues, including respiratory problems, Red continued to perform. In 1991, he suffered a heart attack while filming The Royal Family, and sadly passed away at 68. Even the most unpredictable are on this list. You will be stunned as we expose them. Number 4. Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, Man in Black, was one of the most powerful voices in American country music. His songs spoke of sorrow, struggles, and redemption, connecting with people who felt lost, broken, or in search of hope. With unforgettable hits like Ring of Fire, Folsom Prison Blues, and I Walk the Line, Johnny's music touched hearts across generations. His life, however, was filled with personal battles. Johnny started smoking cigarettes when he was just 13 years old, and it quickly became a habit he struggled to break. Along with smoking, he also had a history of using pills and faced several legal troubles because of it. Years of smoking and substance use took a heavy toll on his health. In the 1980s, Johnny began to suffer from heart problems, lung issues, and later was diagnosed with a rare nerve disorder, which was later found to be a result of diabetes. Even as his health declined, Johnny kept creating music, pouring his heart into every word. Sadly, just 4 months after losing his beloved wife, June, Johnny Cash passed away at 71. Number 3. Allewis. Born in 1923 as Abraham Meister, Al Lewis was a beloved American actor and activist, best remembered for his unforgettable role as Grandpa on the classic television series The Munsters. With his playful grin and lively spirit, he became a fan favorite, bringing laughter into homes across the country. Beyond his famous character, Al Lewis was known for his bold opinions and fearless voice, often speaking out against government agencies like the Federal Communications Commission during the 1980s and early 1990s. A true character both on and off the screen, Lewis was rarely seen without a cheap cigar between his fingers. Unlike many others in Hollywood, his steady cigar-smoking habit never seemed to hold him back or affect his charm. When he passed away peacefully in February 2006, at the age of 82, his loved ones honored his colorful personality by placing his ashes inside his favorite cigar box. Number 2. Burgess Meredith. Burgess Meredith was an accomplished American actor and director, known for his unforgettable roles in movies, TV, and on stage. Born in Cleveland, he made his mark in Hollywood and became one of the most admired figures in the entertainment world. Audiences loved him as Mickey Goldmill in Rocky and as the crafty Penguin in the 1960s Batman series. His talent was undeniable, and he earned recognition, including being the first male actor to win the Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actor twice. While Burgess achieved great success, he also faced personal battles, especially with smoking. He started the habit at a young age, and it stuck with him even throughout his successful career. In the mid-1960s, he finally decided to quit after a frightening dream of being trapped in a burning building because of his cigarettes. However, his role as the Penguin in Batman brought him back to smoking, as his character used a cigarette holder. This led to frequent coughing fits during filming, but Burgess cleverly turned these into the Penguin's signature quacking laugh. As he grew older, the effects of smoking caught up with him, and his health began to decline. Despite these struggles, Burgess remained a creative force, continuing to inspire those around him. He passed away peacefully at the age of 89 in September 1997. And now, the youngest in the list. Who is she? Let's find out. Number 1. Carrie Hamilton. Carrie Hamilton was a talented American actress, singer, and playwright. Born to the famous comedian Carol Burnett and television producers Joe Hamilton, Carrie grew up surrounded by show business. She found her own place in the entertainment world with memorable roles in television series like Fame and guest spots on popular shows such as Beverly Hills 90210. Carrie also showed her talent on stage, performing in several Broadway productions where she truly shined. Life in the spotlight wasn't always easy for Carrie. After her parents separated, she lived with her mother and faced the pressures of growing up in the public eye. At a young age, she picked up smoking and fell into harmful habits, including the use of drugs like marijuana, quaaludes, and cocaine. Her struggles made national headlines, and eventually, she entered a rehabilitation program in Houston. Carrie fought hard to turn her life around and became sober. Sadly, in 2001, she was diagnosed with lung cancer. Just a few months later, doctors found the cancer had spread to her brain. Despite undergoing treatments, her condition worsened, And in January 2002, Carrie passed away at the young age of 38, leaving behind a tender legacy of courage and talent. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.